Good morning. Seeing as how this is my third attempt at recording this video today, and hopefully my last, I'm going to go over a couple example problems from today's classwork. Hopefully we remember from Thursday last week about how we could use the division. So like if I have this equation, I want when x is -2, I can use the division -2, and then the 3 from the x to the fourth, 2 from x to the third, -5x squared, +1, -2. Do the division and find, hey, my remainder, in this case when I get 8, is going to give me what it is if I had taken this equation and put -2 in for x. Now, and again, this is my third attempt. So I decided against grabbing a new sheet. So you'll see I had already started a handful of these up top. But so for today's classwork then, the idea is that we're going to ultimately be kind of doing the same thing. It gives us one of the factors though, which means, so like here, the factor of x plus 7. The idea is if I put -7 for x, and this factor, I get 0, which is what I'd want because -7, if I put it into my equation, I'm also going to get 0. So the idea is I'm going to use that thought of, hey, I get -7, or I get 0 out, so that tells me x plus 7 is a factor. I'll go over why in just a moment. So I'm going to start out then with doing the division. Suppose x is -7. And then I do this division and say, all right, x cubed, that'd be a 1x cubed. 15x squared, 71x, and 105. So if I actually do this division then, my 1 comes straight down, so 1. And then I do 1 times -7, -7. Add those, I get 8. Multiply by -7 again, and get -56. Add those, I get 15. For some reason I just feel I need to double check that quick. Multiply by -7, I get -105, which does indeed give me 0. So, which is exactly what I wanted to see. This says, hey, I put -7 into here, I get 0. That tells me -7 is an x-intercept, which also means that x plus 7 times x squared plus 8x plus 15, so the result from here, not only is it equal this x cubed plus 15x squared plus 71x plus 105, so I've started to factor it this way. The fact that I have a 0 here says, hey, you have a remainder of 0, which means just the x plus 7 from there times that from this is going to give me my original. That remainder of 0 says, hey, it works out nicely, which is exactly what I want. By putting -7 in for x, I get 0, which for the factor piece means -7 plus 7 is 0, and ultimately it didn't matter what I got here. The only reason it does right now is saying, hey, I want to be able to factor this. I want to be able to re-multiply those if I wanted to get this back out. And then from there, I'm going to factor the x squared plus 8x plus 15. X squared, 15, can set up the box if we need to, and a diamond problem to go with it. I'm wanting to multiply to 15 and add to 8. And hopefully we can find that, hey, that's going to mean I get x plus 5, x plus 3, 3 and 5. Finish filling in my box, 3x, 5x, and we can pull out the two sides to get that. So there's one. I know I kind of worked through it a little bit quickly, but there's one example. And then I'll go ahead and do 16 as well quick. So I'm going to start out, I have a factor of x plus 4, so I'm going to start out with dividing using -5, -4 for the front part. And then inside, a 1x cubed, -7x squared, minus 26x plus 72. again, the 1 will come straight down, and we multiply. Times -4, add those, I'm going to get -11. Multiply, I get +44. Add those, I get 18. Multiply by 4, -4, I get -72. Add those, I get 0. So 0 remainder. This last one is always the remainder. So that works out great. It tells me I have x plus 4, the initial factor we were given, times x squared minus 11x from the minus 11 plus 18. And then we just need to finish factoring this. In this case, I am not going to set up the box to do so. If you haven't already kind of noticed, when our x squared is just a single 1x squared, when it's something different than 1 out front there, to me that's where I still really like the box. But I can say, hey, what times what is 18? That adds to -11. So x minus 9, -9, and x minus 2, -2. Multiply -9 and 2, I get +18. Add them, I still get -11. So there's my factored form. Kind of like Thursday, I'm going to have a Socrative with a couple questions on it to help me kind of have an idea on how this lesson is going for you guys. And then, so for that, let's try and do 17, 18, 19, 20. If you do have questions that you still need answered, I will be available after school today and tomorrow. So I'll still be here. Or on Wednesday we'll review. Don't forget you have your test on Thursday. Thanks. Bye.